Hi, this is Joseph. In this video, I'm going to review the trades that I took today. These are the same trades that are open and closed with the Trade Copier EA. If you use my Trade Copier EA, it will automatically open all of the trades I take in my MT4 account. So let's get started. I'm going to show you the first trade here on the dollar yen. This is a 5-minute time frame. This trade paid 46 pips. You can see what I was doing here, just finding an area of support that went on from about 1 o'clock in the morning California time until about 6 o'clock this morning California time. And then it broke out right up here, this giving me my signal. So there was a few tests. There's a wedge bottom here. That final bear bar, I'm sorry, bull bar right here. We got a bear bar in between, which tested that support low right here. Again, set in place right around 140, 140 in the morning, somewhere right around there. So I'm 3 hours behind New York. I'm in California, again, to not confuse anybody. And then this bar right there, my signal, the trigger bar, is closing above the moving average. I generally like to see that, but with a lot of these patterns, sometimes they'll fall just a little bit short of it. It's still going to clear. I've got a couple of other indicators that will help me with the confirmation on this move. And then all I'm doing is looking and paying attention to these levels of resistance along the way, and then noticing if there's any profit taking. It seemed pretty likely once we got to this area right here, a little while into the trade, and after that pullback, there was a 2 bar pullback. It didn't look that great. I didn't like it, but I was able to sit through it, and all it did was tested another signal or a trigger bar. So we get a breakout, which is a trigger bar here. There's the follow through, and then we get another move that breaks out above this resistance, closing on the highs, and then it kind of goes sideways for 5 minutes, and then it breaks out again, continues, goes up for about 3 more bars, and pulls back. And that test right there was just the test of that breakout. Had it gone any lower, I probably would have considered, if it went back up one more time, closing up the trade and not thinking that it was going to go any higher. But because it only came back down and tested the level that it broke out of from that range right there, which was another second entry as far as I'm concerned on a move like this, that's all that it was at this point. It was just a test. So I was able to hold and sit through that. And then the next bar just took right off. You can see just exactly what it did right there, about 6:45, 9:45 New York time. And then it took off. Again, this is for Friday, November 22nd. I'm sorry if I didn't mention that earlier. So I expected that we were probably going to get up into these levels of resistance. So what I did was basically just traded it right into that level just before it hit that level. Sometimes I'll close out the trade a few pips before. Good idea to do that since we have multiple little swing highs there. So again, this one was 46 pips, and I get this question all the time. What size stop loss do I usually use on this trade? I set in an 18 pip stop loss, but you can see there really wasn't much of a pullback. A lot of my trades are a trigger bar after multiple tests. I am looking for an opportunity so that when I get into the trade, there's very little retracement. And you can see after I got into the trade, there was a little bit of a pullback there, but it's not that deep. Occasionally it will happen, but generally I'm looking for signal bars. I'm not looking to take the first signal bar, is what I'm getting at. Sometimes I will if it's multiple opportunities and multiple triggers or signals that are giving me an idea that this is ready to take off, and then maybe that would be the third one. Sometimes it'll set up like that. It might be the second, might be the third on a bar like this down here. But what I did was waited for the test. I anticipated the test. I thought this was relatively new right here when we got these 2 bull bars right there, and then we get that 1 bear bar that tests that level, and then it takes off. At that point, then I know I'm looking at the possibility of a greater level of a stronger level of momentum for a trade like this to break out. And then it just gives me more time. I mean, there's another 15 more minutes that I sit through waiting for more data. Let me show you the other trade. I only had two Forex trades today. The other one was on the pound yen. So the final trade that I had was here on the pound yen. So the pound yen 5-minute chart, pretty much the same setup that I saw. I wasn't really getting the same signals with the pound dollar or the euro dollar, but it was for the most part the same signal that I was getting with the dollar yen. So this was a 45 pip trade. You can see that I put the stop loss after I got the breakout bar. That's my trigger bar. I get in on the close of that bar. This one had approximately a 27, 28 pip stop loss. I was generally going to use initially the low of the trigger bar itself, but I do have a little swing low there, and it gave me the multiple tests, and I just kind of waited for this one to close. This is the breakout bar, and this is the one that I call the clamp up bar. It's a bar that closes. The close of the bar itself is actually above the rest of the bodies, several bodies of the previous bars. So it would be more than 9, 10, 12 bars that it's closing above or below. That is a really strong signal for me. Again, I do have a few other indicators that would help me confirm the momentum on this. And then you can see here, again, this one's closing far above the moving average, which helps. It's not, my trading system isn't based on the indicators themselves. I'm reading price action. It's just I'm using the indicators to help me identify the trades, not miss them, spot more of them. Because again, when you're just looking at price action, you can get a little um, distracted sometimes. It's just when you're waiting 2 and 3 and 4 hours for a trade, especially at this time, well, just as the markets are starting to pick back up again during the New York session, you don't want to miss the trade. So using any opportunity like technology, something that would warn you, indicators that help spot more of your A plus trades, that's why I'm using these indicators. That's all I'm doing is just using it as a tool to help me with the confirmation, but it's all about price action, the way I trade it. So again, I'm using measured move targets. These are support levels acting as potential resistance levels. That's the final one there during the overnight session that it stopped at, and I was able to lock in profits during that 5-minute bar. So it was a good idea to close. I expected there to be some profit taking at that point. You can see the pullback was a lot deeper than the pullback that I explained that I sat through on the dollar yen. Different type of pullback. This one is very different. So I did get out of the trade prior to that pullback right there. I didn't get into any other trades after that. So I only had two trades today, one on the dollar yen, one on the pound yen, 46 pips and then 45 pips. So the total number of pips profit today was 91 pips today, no losses. These are all the trades that I take. Generally, most of the trades are going to come in right around the New York session. Now, if you'd like to get trades like this in your MT4 account, you can use my MT4 trade copier and it will automatically copy all of my trades. And it'll open and close each one of these trades for you. Even if you're at work or you're sleeping, you don't have to do anything once you connect the trade copier to your EA account. I'm sorry, the trade copier EA to your account. All you do is set up the lot size. You control the lot size. You can adjust it as your account grows. I always use a stop loss with every single trade. You'll see that the trade copier will mimic the stop loss that I enter in on my platform. So you're going to get every single trade. It's lightning fast. It's within an instant that you get the same trade. It duplicates all of my trading behavior. So if you'd like to download a free trial of the MT4 Trade Copier EA, go to my website, www.buytradecopier.com, and you can check out the trade copier, check out all the features, make sure that it works on your MT4 platform. It works with any MT4 platform, and you can select which currency pairs you either want it to trade or you don't want it to trade. So for example, if you don't want any pound yen trades, you can select an option so that the trade copier will not execute any of the pound yen trades when I trade the pound yen. I never really know each day. I'm looking at all of them, all of the majors. I don't know if I'm going to get a trade on the Australian dollar or if it's going to be the euro dollar. Sometimes I don't get any trades on those and I just get a trade on the dollar yen. My recommendation would be to just select all of the majors. Just let the trade copier copy all of the trade activity that I execute. And again, if you want, you don't even have to place any trades yourself, and you can see the trade, your trading account will grow as a result of copying my trades. So again, if you want to check out a free trial of the MT4 Trade Copier, you can go to my website, download a free trial, a free copy, and install it on your MT4 account, see the features, see how easy it is. I've got a full tutorial video that will explain how to install it and connect it to your trading account.